Hey everyone, welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I am sorry for my absence here. We were at Disney and I've come back to Winter Wonderland, another Frozen Empire. Haha, get it? Because I am here after seeing Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And man, it is cold out and we have, I don't know, 5, 6 inches of snow. It's absolutely crazy. But it's not going to dull my enthusiasm for this film. I absolutely adored this film. I had so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I just saw Afterlife last night actually in preparation of seeing this, and I don't know why I skipped it. I really enjoyed the 2016, I think it was 2016, maybe it's 2017 film, even though it didn't make sense to me why they would ignore all the previous history of the Ghostbusters, all of the films and the games and everything that has come out, right? And now we've got 40 years of history. I think that that's where the 2016 film failed, and why people, not only that it was all women, which I thought was fantastic, they were all great, but anyway, um, it took that nostalgia that we wanted and just kind of got rid of it. And Afterlife, I thought, really brought it back, even though at times it did feel like maybe it was forcing the feels a little bit too much. It was forcing us to miss the old Ghostbusters and for them to come back the way they did. I don't want to get into that film too much. I thought that that kind of lost a little bit for me, but this film brings everybody back in fantastic. We know that Paul Rudd is in this. We know that Carrie Coon is in this. Finn Wolfhard is in this, a bunch of other people, and I am blanking right now on the young girl who plays Spengler, who's kind of like the driving force of the Ghostbusters now. She is absolutely fantastic. I keep watching it, thinking like it feels like they would have put a Jenna Ortega into this film, and I'm really glad that they didn't because I don't like that vibe. I don't like Wednesday and all that. But she's fantastic in this. But I think what's most important for me is Kumail Nanjiani and James Acaster are in this in not minor roles. They're absolutely fantastic in this film, and I'm a huge fan of both of them. And so I was really excited to see that. And I think that this is a film that, with everybody who's in it, from all of the old Ghostbusters, I mean, all of the old Ghostbusters, well, I guess kind of all, the ones that are still around, and Patton Oswalt, of course, is in this because it's a geek film, and that's kind of I think one of the weak points of the film, where it does start to drag a little bit. But for a cast that is essentially too big and telling a story that is probably grander than they had time for, they do a really good job of giving everybody their space and giving everybody their own sub stories, and nothing feels forced. I thought that the humor was appropriate in this. If this is an issue for you, the language does ramp up a little bit. There's a couple assholes and some goddamn it, that sort of thing. Nothing major, and nothing really that's too far off from the 1984 film. But of course, our sentimentalities and our ratings were way different back in '84. But this is, I think that Afterlife, is something that you could watch with a whole family. This, if you're watching with younger kids, it's a little more intense. It's a little bit scarier. The language, like I said, is up a little bit more, but not to a point where I think it's overwhelming or it's going to ruin anyone's experience or anything like that. I just really, I like the way this all came together. I did feel like it started to fall apart a little bit toward the middle, especially when they do bring Patton Oswalt. Basically, there's an orb that has an ancient god in it because this is Ghostbusters. We know this is what they do. They go bust ghosts, but really they're also destroying ancient gods. So, in this is an ancient wizard who somehow turns into a god. I don't know. It all gets explained in this weird expository story that only one person in the world could have told, and that's Patton Oswalt, and he's a librarian, and he just happens to know everything about it, and then he completely disappears from the film. Um, there are plot holes in this movie that you could drive the Ecto One through. It's just you can't think too much about that, I guess. A lot of bringing back the mayor, all that stuff. I really really enjoyed it, and so I guess I don't have too much to say. It looks absolutely fantastic. You want to see an advancement in the technology. You want to see an advancement in the graphics and all of that, and you want to see it kind of evolve and pass on to the new generation. I think that that's what happened effectively in this film. It is something that I am absolutely looking forward to another film in the franchise. I would say that I didn't need the mini Stay Puffs to come back. It feels like we can move on from that. There is an end scene that kind of sets up that they're going somewhere with that. But there's a bunch of loose ends that could definitely lead to the next film and the next story. I hope that this is successful. It looks like it's going to be. I'm in here on a Sunday, mid morning, and the theater was almost packed. It's absolutely fantastic. It's good to see. This is a great film. See it, stream it, or skip it. Please see it. After seeing Afterlife last night, I did feel a twinge of regret not seeing, because you get those feels the first time you see the trap, the first time you see the Ecto One, and I think it's important to see that in a theater and see that on the big screen and see that with people around you. Even though I would say that I did have a couple people sitting right next to me that felt like they needed to narrate the entire film, but after a quick, "Hey, can we please watch the film?" they were good about it. So anyway, see it, streamer, skip it, please see it. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this film. So anyway, thank you. I appreciate everyone. Please let me know if you've seen it, what you think. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. There's actually a good bit about that in this film. Anyway, so I appreciate everyone, and I will see you after the next movie.